Thane, 43, is a bricklayer, and his marriage to Corliss, 47, has always been strong despite financial hardships. They live a simple life, but one filled with love and commitment. Corliss, the housewife, manages everything with diligence, making sure the bills are paid and the house is tidy. Although they don't live in luxury, they have what many would consider more precious: love and companionship. But everything changes the day Thane discovers that he has won the lottery. He is shocked when he checks the numbers and realizes that he has won a huge sum of money. The ticket in his hand promises a different life, one of wealth and luxury, away from the financial worries he faces every day. At first, Thane plans to tell Corliss, but then a selfish thought occurs to him. He wants to keep the money for himself. After all, he was the one who bought the lottery tickets every week with the spare change that he saved up. Thane thought that Corliss would not know what to do with such a large sum of money. And with that distorted thinking, he decided that the best way to keep all the money was to get a divorce. Without hesitation, he began planning the divorce. First, he went to the notary's office to get the necessary documents. A complete division of assets was important to ensure that Corliss had no claim to the lottery money. Every detail was carefully calculated so that she would not suspect anything. One day, while talking to the neighbor, Merle, a talkative and curious old lady, Thane was smug when he mentioned that he had won the lottery. Merle was surprised, but it was the reaction of her 21-year-old daughter, Celine, that really surprised Thane. Celine, a law student, was furious when she heard about Thane's plan to hide the lottery money from Corliss. She knew that this was not only morally wrong, but also possibly illegal. Celine kept it a secret, but she felt a sense of injustice rising inside her. She had known Corliss since childhood and couldn't let such happen to a good woman like Corliss. Celine decided that she would help Corliss, but she needed time to think about how best to do this. Meanwhile, Thane continued with his plan, believing that he had everything under control until he decided. Thane sat down at the kitchen table, watching Corliss as she prepared breakfast. He was worried but decided that this was the right time to file for divorce. After a few minutes of silence, he finally spoke. "Corliss, we need to talk." Thane tried to keep his voice calm. Corliss turned around with a look of curiosity mixed with concern. "What's wrong, Thane? Did something happen?" Thane took a deep breath and placed the papers on the table. "I want a divorce." Corliss was stunned, unable to believe what he had just heard. Why so suddenly?" Thane tried to lie convincingly. "I think this is best for both of us. It's better if we go our separate ways." But Corliss felt something was wrong. She was choking, but something inside her told her that Thane was hiding something. Determined to find out the truth, she picked up the paper and put it back on the table. "I'm not signing anything," she said firmly, "until I know what's really going on." Thane tried to persuade her, but Corliss left the kitchen, leaving him alone with his thoughts. She needed help and knew who to turn to. Corliss went to Merle's house and found Celine was studying in the living room. When Corliss sat down beside her, looking worried, Corliss told her about Thane asking for a divorce. "He said he didn't love me anymore, but I knew something was wrong," Corliss said, tears welling in her eyes. "I didn't know what to do." Celine, who knew the situation well, took Corliss's hand and said, "Aunt Corliss, I need to tell you something. It's about Thane and the lottery ticket." Corliss looked at Celine, surprised. "Lottery? What are you talking about?" Celine explained all about the conversation she had overheard between Thane and her mother, Merle. She revealed that Thane had won the lottery and was planning a divorce to keep all the money. Corliss was speechless, feeling both angry and hurt. "I knew he was hiding something," Corliss said, anger flooding her. "But I didn't expect this. We need to act fast," Celine said. "I'll talk to the professors and lawyers I know to see what we can do next." "Don't worry, we'll figure this out over the next few days." Celine sought advice from several law professors and attorneys who had experience with Corliss's case. She explained the situation to Corliss in detail, hoping to find a way to protect her interests and ensure that Thane would not get away with this deception. Meanwhile, Corliss began to watch Thane more closely, looking for any clues about the lottery ticket. She knew that if she found the ticket, it would be a powerful weapon against him. Thane continued to pressure Corliss to sign the divorce papers, but she remained resolute. She knew that the truth was about to come out, and with Celine's help, she would confront Thane and take what was rightfully hers. Corliss and Celine sat at the Merle kitchen table, a plan of action in front of them. They knew they had to be cautious, but they also knew that time was not on their side. Thane continued to pressure Corliss into signing the divorce papers, and with each passing day he became more determined and impatient. "First, we need to find the ticket," Celine said, pointing to the first step of the plan. "Without it, our chances of success are greatly reduced." Corliss nodded in agreement. He always carries his wallet with him, but there are times when he leaves it at home, like when he showers or goes to bed. We need to take advantage of those opportunities, Celine agreed. Also, we need to gather evidence. We need to prove that he was trying to hide the lottery ticket to benefit from the divorce. This will be important if we ever have to take this to court with her plan in hand. Corliss returned home, determined to proceed with caution. She began to observe Thane more closely, paying attention to his habits and actions. Every moment he left his wallet unattended was a potential opportunity. Meanwhile, Celine was busy consulting with professors and lawyers. She discussed the details of the case and received instructions on how to proceed legally. The lawyers suggested several strategies, including the possibility of filing a lawsuit to block the divorce from being finalized until the lottery ticket issue was resolved. That night, Thane was particularly persistent. He handed Corliss the divorce papers again, his face clearly showing his frustration. "Corliss, we need to get this over with," he said, trying to keep his voice calm. But Corliss kept staring at him. "I won't sign anything until I know the truth." "Thane, you're hiding something from me, and I won't give up until I find out." Thane tried to hide his impatience, but Corliss was adamant. "I won't sign." "Not until I know the truth," Thane growled and left the room, leaving Corliss alone. She knew she was playing a dangerous game, but she was determined not to give in. As the days passed, the tension in the house grew. Thane became increasingly anxious and suspicious, and Corliss knew she had to act soon. Finally, the opportunity she had been waiting for had come. One night, Thane left his wallet on the kitchen counter before going to the bathroom. Corliss waited until she heard the water running in the bathroom, then quietly approached the counter. With trembling hands, she opened her wallet and began. Corliss fumbled in her purse for the lottery ticket, her heart racing as she saw the slip of paper hidden among the receipts. There it was, the lottery ticket that would change their lives forever. Corliss took the ticket and quickly hid it in a safe place. When Thane emerged from the bathroom, Corliss sat calmly at the table as if nothing had happened. He didn't notice the ticket was gone and continued his daily routine, still believing he was in control. The next morning, Corliss went to Merle's house to meet with Celine. They reviewed their plans and discussed their next steps. Celine was confident that, with the ticket in hand, they could face Thane and make sure Corliss got the reward she deserved. "Now that we have the ticket, we need to prepare for battle," Celine said. "We'll meet at the notary's office, and when Thane least expects it, we'll reveal everything." Thane continued to pressure Corliss into signing the divorce papers. 2 days after finding the ticket, Corliss sat down next to Thane at breakfast. She knew she had to play the cards tactfully. "Thane, I've thought a lot about all this," Corliss said in a calm, controlled voice. "I'm ready to sign the divorce papers." Thane looked at her, surprised, but then a satisfied smile spread across his face. "You've finally come to this decision. Let's get this over with," he said. Corliss took a deep breath, knowing she needed to stay calm for the plan to work. "But I need 2 days to mentally prepare myself," she said. "Everything happened so suddenly, and I need time to accept it." Thane, confident that she had won, nodded in agreement. "Okay, Corliss. 2 days, but no more." Corliss nodded and left, pretending to accept her fate. Thane, in his arrogance, didn't even think to check his wallet. He was so sure that Corliss had surrendered that he didn't notice that the lottery ticket was gone. Corliss felt both relieved and worried. She knew that she had 2 days to finalize her plan with Celine and ensure that the truth would come out. While Thane believed that everything was going his way, Corliss and Celine were preparing to turn the tables. Corliss returned to the Merle house, where Celine was waiting with a determined look on her face. They knew that the next 2 days would be crucial to ensuring that Thane couldn't escape the consequences of his actions. "We have very little time," Aunt Corliss, Celine said, pushing up her glasses as she looked over a stack of documents. "We need to make sure that everything is prepared for divorce day." Corliss nodded, sensing the gravity of the situation. "Auntie is ready. What should we do first?" Celine smiled, appreciating Corliss's determination. "First, we need to meet with the lawyers. They will help us prepare all the necessary documents and plan a strategy to ensure that Thane cannot escape." They spent the morning in meetings with reputable lawyers, who listened to Corliss's story with rapt attention. These legal experts were outraged by Thane's actions and pledged to do everything they could to protect Corliss's rights. "We'll need hard evidence," one of the lawyers said as he reviewed the case. "The lottery ticket will be our most important piece of evidence. But we also need documents to prove that he deliberately hid the ticket to use it in the divorce." Corliss explained how she had. Corliss found the ticket in Thane's wallet and handed it to the lawyer. "Here, hopefully that's enough," she said. "That's a good start," the lawyer replied. "But we need more than that. We'll prepare a formal statement from you and gather whatever evidence we can." In the days that followed, Corliss and Celine worked tirelessly. They collected text messages, recorded conversations, and any documents that might be useful. The lawyers drafted a detailed motion to file in court if necessary. Celine also met with her law professors, who offered valuable advice and moral support. "You're doing the right thing," Celine, one of the professors, said. "Protecting justice and the innocent is what drives us to study and pursue the law." With everything prepared, Corliss and Celine prepare for the final confrontation. They know that the day of the divorce will be tense and emotional, but they are determined to face Thane and make sure he does not escape the consequences of his actions. The night before their meeting at the notary office, Corliss sits with Celine and Merle. "I couldn't have done this without you two," Corliss says emotionally. "Thank you for being there for me. You are a strong woman." "Aunt Corliss," Celine says, squeezing her hand. "We will make sure justice is served." Merle, tears in his eyes, hugs Corliss. "We are always here for you, honey. Everything will be okay." Finally, the day of the divorce arrives. Corliss wakes up early, feeling a mix of nervousness and determination. She dresses up, choosing an outfit that exudes confidence and strength. She knew she would have to face Thane with her head held high and ready to fight for what was hers. Celine and the lawyers arrived early to accompany her to the notary's office. They went over the documents one last time, making sure everything was under control. "It's okay, Aunt Corliss," Celine said, trying to instill calm and confidence. "We're all here for you." Corliss smiled gratefully, and together with Celine and the lawyers, they headed to the notary office. When they arrived, Thane was there with a smug and confident smile on his face. He believed he was about to get what he wanted. "Corliss, you're finally here," Thane said as she entered. "Let's get this over with." Corliss looked at him, keeping her composure. "Yes, Thane. Let's get this over with," she said. They sat down at the table, where the divorce papers were ready to be signed. The notary's office official began explaining the procedures. Corliss and Thane signed the papers, making the divorce official. After signing, Thane leaned back in his chair with a triumphant smile. "Before we part ways, Corliss, I have a surprise for you." Corliss looked at him, feigning curiosity. "What's the surprise?" Thane revealed proudly, haughtily. "You won the lottery." Corliss kept her face neutral as Celine and the lawyers watched carefully. "What did you say?" she asked. "That's right," Thane continued haughtily. "You won a huge sum of money in the lottery, and now that we're divorced, you don't have to share anything with me. The money is all yours." Corliss remained calm, unwavering. She looked straight into Thane's eyes. "Really? Thane, did you really win the lottery?" Corliss asked calmly. "Yes," Thane replied with a smug smile. "And now that you're out of my life, I can enjoy it all alone." Corliss slowly took the lottery ticket from his pocket and placed it on the table. "You're talking about this ticket, right?" Thane's arrogance instantly turned to shock. "What? How did you get it?" he exclaimed. "I found it in your wallet," Corliss said. "And I've already claimed it. The money's been transferred to my account." Thane paled, unable to believe what he was hearing. "No way. I can't do this." Corliss looked at the lawyers, who began to explain the legal situation. "Thane, you tried to trick me into taking all the money, but now the truth has been revealed, and I have full proof that you have been hiding this all this time." The lawyers presented all the documents and evidence they had collected, including Corliss's statement and the recorded conversations. The official at the notary's office listened carefully, fully aware of the gravity of the situation. Thane tried to defend himself, but he knew he was cornered. He never thought that Corliss could discover his scheme so quickly. His arrogance and greed had led to his own downfall. Corliss, feeling stronger than ever, looked at Thane with determined eyes. "You tried to deceive me, Thane, but I am not a weak woman. Now justice will be served." After the shocking revelation at the notary's office, Thane was stunned. He could not believe that Corliss had discovered everything and had taken all the reward money. In desperation and with no other options, he decided to take one last step to save his fortune. "Corliss, wait," Thane said in a trembling, desperate voice. "We don't have to do this. We can cancel the divorce. You still love me. We can start over." Corliss looked at him with a serious but calm expression. "Thane, you don't love me. If you loved me, you would never try to trick me like this. You only care about money." Thane shook his head, trying to sound sincere. "No, Corliss, you're confused. You made a mistake. Let's start over. We can work this out together." Corliss knew that Thane was just trying to protect himself. She had seen through him for who he was and had no intention of going back. But at the same time, she didn't want to be the cruel person Thane had been to her. "Thane, I won't cancel the divorce," Corliss said firmly. "But no matter what you did, I still believe in justice and generosity. We will split the prize evenly, half for you and half for me." Thane looked at her, surprised. "Are you serious? After all I've done?" "That's right," Corliss replied. "I'm not like you, Thane. I believe in doing the right thing. And the right thing is to split this prize equally. Since we were married when you won." The lawyers present were impressed by Corliss's generosity. They began preparing the necessary documents to divide the prize, making sure everything was legal and fair. Thane, still shocked by Corliss's offer, finally nodded in agreement. He knew that after all, this was the best offer he could get. "Okay, Corliss, we'll split the prize equally." As the lawyers worked on the paperwork, Thane quietly walked away to reflect on his actions. He knew that he had lost more than just money. He had lost Corliss's trust and respect. And now, even with half the prize, his victory felt hollow. Corliss, on the other hand, felt at peace. She knew she had done the right thing, not only for herself, but also to show Thane that honesty and justice always prevail. As the lawyers continued to work on dividing the prize, it took them 3 days to prepare the paperwork and finalize the division of the lottery prize. By the time Corliss and Thane returned to the notary office to finalize the division of the prize, the sun was high in the sky. The atmosphere was tense, but Corliss felt at peace inside. She knew she was doing the right thing, not only for herself but also to prove that, even in the face of betrayal, justice and integrity always prevailed. The lawyers had been working meticulously on the documents for the past few days, ensuring that every detail had been considered and that the division of the money had been done fairly. Corliss entered the notary office with Celine, feeling the strength of the young woman's presence and unwavering support throughout the ordeal. Thane was waiting with a resigned look on his face, knowing there was no turning back. The notary greeted them and invited them both to sit down. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to formalize the division of the lottery prize," he began. "Both parties have agreed to split the prize equally. We will proceed to sign the papers." Corliss and Thane signed the papers, making the split of the prize official. Half the money would go to Corliss, and the other half to Thane. As the final signature was placed down, Corliss felt a sense of relief. Finally, the fight was over. Thane, looking tired, looked at Corliss and said, "I hope you're happy." Corliss met his eyes and replied in a calm but kind voice, "I hope you find your way, Thane." With that, Corliss stood up and walked out of the notary's office, feeling the weight of recent events slowly lift. Celine followed, holding Corliss's hand in a gesture of support. "You're amazing, Corliss," Celine said with a proud smile. "I'm so proud of you," Corliss smiled back, feeling grateful to have Celine by his side. "I couldn't have done this without you, Celine. Your help has been invaluable." On the way home, Corliss began thinking about how she could use her reward to do good. An idea flashed through her mind, and she knew exactly what to do. When she got home, Corliss called Merle and Celine over to talk. "I want to do something to show my gratitude," Corliss said, her eyes shining. "I want to help you too, the way you helped me." Merle and Celine were both surprised. "Corliss, you don't have to do this," Merle said, tears welling up in her eyes. "I know you don't, but I want to," Corliss replied with determination. "You too were my family when I needed it most, and I want to repay you." Corliss decided to use part of the prize money to support Celine's education. A girl she knew had a bright future, and she wanted to make sure Celine had every opportunity to succeed. In addition, Corliss would also financially support Merle's family, helping them live a more comfortable and secure life. The following weeks were a time of renewal and hope. With the money from the lottery, Corliss not only changed her life, but also the lives of those around her. She wisely secured herself a safe and stable future. Her gratitude and generosity only deepened her relationship with Celine and her family. For her part, Celine focused even more on her studies, determined to graduate and pursue a career in law. She knew that Corliss had placed his trust in her, and she wanted to fulfill the trust. Over the years, Corliss's life changed dramatically. The generosity of sharing the prize not only ensured her financial security, but also opened up a promising future for Celine. The seeds of hope that Corliss had planted began to bear fruit, and Celine worked hard at her studies, determined to be worthy of the trust and support that Corliss had shown her. Her hard work and dedication finally paid off, and graduation day arrived. Corliss, Merle, and other friends and family gathered to celebrate Celine's achievement. Pride and happiness filled the air. "I'm proud of you, Celine," Corliss said, tears of joy streaming down her cheeks. "You've worked so hard to get here, and I know you have a bright future ahead of you." Celine smiled emotionally. "I wouldn't have been able to do this without your help, Aunt Corliss. I am forever grateful to you for everything you have done for me." After graduating, Celine was accepted into one of the largest law firms in the city. Known for its excellence and professionalism, her talent and dedication were quickly recognized, and she began to build a solid and promising career. As for Corliss, she decided to invest part of her prize in a new business venture. She bought a small commercial building in the city and opened a shop selling handicrafts. The business quickly grew, attracting customers thanks to the uniqueness and quality of the products. Corliss, always humble, stayed true to her roots and continued to work hard, building a new life for herself. Corliss and Celine's partnership grew stronger with the new venture. Corliss often turned to Celine for legal advice, and Celine was more than happy to help. They developed a strong professional partnership, combining Corliss's life experience and wisdom with Celine's legal knowledge and youthful energy. Outside of work, Corliss and Celine's friendship also deepened. They became true confidants, sharing their joys, sorrows, and challenges. To Corliss, Celine was not only a brilliant lawyer but also a loyal friend and almost a daughter. One afternoon, while drinking tea together in Celine's office, Corliss reflected on the journey that had brought them here. Life is full of surprises, Celine. Who would have thought that after all we've been through, we would build something so wonderful together? Celine smiled in agreement. Yes, Aunt Corliss. This just shows how strong and resilient you are. You turned a difficult situation into an opportunity for growth and renewal. You're an inspiration to all of us. Corliss smiled, feeling overwhelmed with gratitude. And you showed me that there is always hope, and that good always prevails. I'm so grateful to have you by my side. Over time, Corliss became a beloved and respected figure in the community. Her arts and crafts store flourished, and she became a mentor to many young women, encouraging them to pursue their dreams and never give up no matter what. Celine, now a successful lawyer, continued to fight for justice, inspired by Corliss' example. Together, they not only changed their own lives, but also positively impacted the community around them. While Corliss and Celine thrived in their new lives, Thane faced a completely different reality. After splitting the lottery prize, he believed his fortune was secure. However, Thane's lack of planning and impulsiveness quickly turned his newfound wealth into financial disaster. Thane began to spend money uncontrollably. Lavish parties, expensive vacations, and impulsive purchases became an integral part of his life. Opportunistic friends and profiteers took advantage of his newfound generosity, taking advantage of his wealth without any financial controls or long-term thinking. Thane quickly found his money slipping through his fingers. In less than a year, bankruptcy came quickly, the parties became less frequent, and the vacations became a distant memory. Thane accumulated significant debt, and creditors began to come knocking at his door. With no friends left, who disappeared as quickly as they had arrived, Thane found himself alone, facing the consequences of his poor choices. Sitting in his tiny apartment, far removed from the lavish home he had dreamed of, Thane reflects on his life. He realizes that greed and arrogance have not only alienated him from Corliss, but also ruined his chances of a stable and happy future. Memories of betrayals and mistakes weigh heavily on his shoulders. With no money and no friends, Thane begins to look for work to support himself. But fame and age make it difficult to find work. He regrets the missed opportunities in the life he could have had if he had made different choices. With each passing day, Thane feels more acutely the consequences of his actions. The bitter lesson Thane learns is that money alone cannot bring happiness or stability. What really matters is the value of human relationships, honesty, and integrity, lessons he learns too late. Thane's downfall is a sad contrast to the prosperity and happiness Corliss has found, as she builds a new life based on generosity and justice. While Corliss thrives, Thane sinks deeper into the darkness of his own failures, caused by greed and selfishness.